It's an honor. It's an honor to introduce our next guest, a Detroit Lions legend, second leading receiver all times for the Detroit Lions, one of 7 players in NFL history with 3 straight 100-catch seasons. He had 62 TDs. My guy, my big brother, Herman Moore.
Yeah. Where's that? Yeah.
What's up, brother? What's up, brother? Hey, Herman Moore, you're here on behalf of Lane Tire and Auto Center, which offers routine vehicle maintenance and repairs for all makes and models, over 800 stores nationwide. Tell us more about their trading one uniform for another program.
Well, this is an awesome program. This is going into the 3rd year that Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center has been putting this on to help our military veterans who are making the transition from the military life and coming back over home and needing to have that transition be a bit smoother. So by giving out these $10,000 scholarships to 5 deserving military veterans, it goes a very long way in helping them ease that transition tension that they get sometimes. So this is a great commitment that they're making. They got over 800 locations across the country and still growing. So Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center does a tremendous job in supporting our troops.
Herman, we love the NFL film stuff, and when we bring out the Honolulu Blue of you and Barry and Spielman, we just get so excited. So I'm asking you, as a Lions legend, what do you make of the Matt Patricia rumors that he's going to be the next coach of your squad?
Well, that's a lot of excitement. The city is really buzzing about it because they know what he's done defensively, but I think it's also bringing that culture that you've seen in terms of the mentality of what it takes to be a champion and a championship team in New England. So coming over to Detroit is going to be welcomed with open arms. And Jim Caldwell was a great coach, and he was well respected, did a tremendous job building character with the players there. And now they're moving on, and they're looking for a different direction. So Matt Patricia is someone that they're definitely looking forward to having over.
I look at you as a guy who changed the game as one of these big, looming, big play receivers, physical, changed the game for the guys who came after you. And I'm thinking about a couple of those guys who have a big weekend coming up, and Randy Moss and Terrell Owens. They're going to find out if they get in the Hall of Fame. I want to put you on the spot. If you had only one spot to give and could give it to one of these guys, would you give it to Randy Moss or T.O.? Which one's it going to be, Herman?
Oh, I can't believe you're doing this. You know what, now, believe it or not, I really like Randy Moss. But, you know, Terrell Owens has been waiting, and he's a guy that's been passed over a couple times. And I think he deserves an opportunity. I know there's a lot of things that people are taking a knock on his character and maybe some of the antics he had on the field, but there's no denying the fact that he was able to put up the stats and put up the numbers. And when you deserve for your accolades and everything you've done in the NFL, I think it's his turn.
Definitely love watching T.O. play, one of the best playmakers in the business. Now, speaking of playmakers, what wide receiver do you think, from either team, is going to make the biggest impact at the Super Bowl?
Amendola, I think when you look at New England and the fact they use that short passing game, that is something that you can't deny. They figure out a way to take away your blitzing defense or in different packages you throw their way, and they make that work against you. So I think that's where you're going to see the biggest play. I would say Jeffries over with Philadelphia because he's just a big play receiver, has a big body, but New England is going to be tough. But I'm cheering for Philly, though. I got to say that. I like New England, but Philadelphia.
All right, fly.
Herman, you know, we're here in Minnesota, and we've got these Minneapolis people and this Minnesota Vikings fan base. They're incredible. You went into the Metrodome and had a bunch of battles against those guys. NFC North is right. My question to you is, where were you during the Keenum to Diggs play, and what was your reaction as one of the great receivers of all time?
You know what? I was actually on a plane, and I was traveling, and all of a sudden I thought, well, this game was over. And I came back and started looking at the highlights, and they were talking about this miracle play, and I could not believe it. And you want to talk about a phenomenal play. That's going to go down as one of those epic moments in NFL history. So that was unbelievable. Unbelievable play.
Unbelievable play for all these guys here, too.
Definitely. Herman, we appreciate you joining us, man. I've known you for a long time. You've been a big brother. You've been a mentor to me on and off the field. Continued success, and I'll see you when I get to Detroit. Herman Moore! One of the best ever. One of the best ever.
Amazing. I bet he loves seeing that big Kyle Brent fat head waving in the back of your head. did as well. It is Super Bowl week here live in Minneapolis. We have live coverage from both the Eagles and the Patriots all morning long. What are you pointing at, Kyle?
I'm pointing at K. I'm pointing at a giant K over an actual K. I love it.
I need a giant Alex Flanagan. We have one in the flesh right now joining us at the press area of the Eagles Hotel next to the Mall of America, where those birds will meet with the media again later today. Alex, let's talk about Coach Doug Peterson. I don't know if everybody out there right now understands that he's in his second year as a head coach. He was a backup quarterback. He was a high school coach. And now he is one win away from delivering Philly its first ever Super Bowl title. How did this happen?
Yeah, Kay, you know, we've talked a lot about Nick Foles and his journey here. Well, Doug Peterson has an interesting one as well. Of course, this team has become known as the underdogs. Doug Peterson, certainly an underdog himself. As you mentioned, he spent most of his career in the NFL as a backup quarterback to Dan Marino, to Brett Favre. When he retired from the NFL, he decided he wanted to know whether or not coaching would be a good career path for him. So he took a job at a high school outside of Shreveport, Louisiana called Calvary Baptist Academy. He took that team to the state playoffs all 4 years that he was there. When he finished there, he called up Andy Reid, who he had played quarterback for, who was then with the Philadelphia Eagles, and became a quality control assistant there, and then has moved his way up. I'll tell you, when you talk to people around the National Football League, a theme emerges about Doug Peterson. They will tell you that Doug Peterson is a great teacher of football, you guys, and I think we have really seen that translate this year, especially in terms of what Doug Peterson has been able to do with Nick Foles, Carson Wentz, and really the entire Philadelphia Eagles offense.
Alex, on that Eagles roster, there's not much Super Bowl experience, just 6 guys who have been there and played in that game. How's Coach Peterson going to handle this week, and what will his message be to that young team?
Yeah, Nate, I think the message is one that's been consistent really this season, and it is that this team has been able to overcome adversity time and time again. I mean, just look at who their starting quarterback is, and that will tell you just the type of adversity that they have overcome. They have found a way, and that is one of the messages that Doug Peterson is preaching to his team, as well as we have unfinished business to do. So we are awaiting Doug Peterson. He's going to be on this stage behind me in just a few minutes. He'll be followed by Nick Foles today, and then a number of the Eagles players will be in the room that I'm in today doing some of their media availability. The Eagles then will travel to the University of Minnesota today, where they get their first official practice of Super Bowl week. And I have to tell you guys, that is something that they are eagerly anticipating, because part of this week for both of these teams really is to try to stick to a routine. And I think getting back on the football field, getting back to practice, and being able to focus on football will allow them to kind of put all of this noise to the side.
Now, you say Doug Peterson's going to hit that podium. Will you please tell him happy birthday from everybody here at Good Morning Football?
I will tell him you said specifically happy birthday.
Yeah, it is his 50th birthday. It's a big 5-0 today. Little birthday luck might work in his favor. Alex Flanagan with the Eagles all day, giving us all the latest. Appreciate that, of course. Guests on guests here at the NFL Experience. Our next guest, an 8-year NFL veteran wide receiver who currently plays for the Atlanta Falcons. Good Morning Football to Andre Roberts.
Yeah, man. How you doing?
You snuck in here.
Snuck in here.
Fast, man.
So,
we appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much.
You joined Panthers head coach Ron Rivera and former Titans head coach Mike Mularkey as finalists for the 7th Annual Salute to Service Award presented by the USAA. And they'll contribute $25,000 in the winner's honor to the official and societies representing all 5 military branches. I got to tell you right now, we have the honor. Breaking news right here on Good Morning Football. You, Andre, have been named the 77th annual winner of this award, the Salute to Service Award winner. Presented by USAA.
Wow. Congratulations.
Congratulations, man.
This is really, really cool. Andre, I know this must be very, very, very meaningful to you. I know that you attended the Citadel and your family has ties to the military. What does this mean to you?
This is huge. This is an honor. Obviously, when you do things for the military, for me, you know, you don't really expect to get awards. This is awesome. This is one of the biggest accomplishments in my life for sure.
Oh, that's great. It's incredible stuff.
I'm getting emotional listening to you talk about this. What is your connection to the military? You mentioned the Citadel, but what else and what is the work you do off the field?
So my connection, my parents were Army, both retired now. I went to the Citadel Military School in South Carolina, and I do camps every year for military kids. So what I do for the most part is I go to military bases across the country and across the world. I've been to Germany, Alaska, and what we do is put on these free camps for military kids, and it's just awesome to see those guys having fun and just enjoying it.
It's great stuff, man. Great stuff. Now, let's talk on the field. You were teammates with Kirk Cousins in Washington from 2014, 2015. I see that smirk and smile on your face. Big news last night. Blockbuster trade. Alex Smith, he goes to Washington now. It seems as if Kirk Cousins, he's going to hit free agency. What are people getting in Kirk Cousins? And let me ask you this. Is he worth the big investment?
He is worth the big investment. Obviously, he's got those franchise tags, so he's made a little bit of money over these past few years, but he's done what he needed to do. He's won some games. He's gone to the playoffs. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play when we played Green Bay there in D.C.
Yep.
But he's an awesome quarterback. He has the tools, and the team would be lucky to have him.
I have a question with you about an old coach. So Sean McVay is now this hot new, coach out in the Rams.
I love it.
He was like 15 when you played with the Redskins. So tell us about Sean McVay when he was a younger coach in Washington before he's become this national story.
Obviously, me in Washington, he was like our age. So we're like, he's our offensive coordinator, this guy. But you could tell he's really smart. He knows what he's talking about. And I wasn't surprised this year when he did such a good job with L.A.
All right, Andre, we love having you here on the show. Congratulations. He's bad boy again. The Salute to Service Award. Have a good off season. Why not Andre Roberts joining the show? More Hall of Famers to come. We're going to wrap it up. Want to go mess with the audience? Let's go. Let's go back to the audience. How are you? You guys look good. I'm just going to come hang out over here as we leave. We're just hanging out.
It's a big shout.
Let me see that. You know what they say, if you ball, you get the call. Number 21, exactly. LT.
South Carolina.
We started